welcome to Revive and Feel Alive with your host, Yasmin Kylie, where we strive to laugh, love, grow, and thrive. I love y'all so much. What y'all been up to? That's first of all, we made it to episode 2. We made it to episode 2, y'all. I said if I can make it to 30 episodes, then I know I can go as far as I want to go. So, what is up? How y'all been feeling? Today was so fun. I went bowling. So, the 25th is my husband's birthday. Happy birthday, baby. Love you so much. So we celebrated this weekend because next weekend is our 1-year anniversary. So that was major. That was a quick 1 year. Like, oh my gosh, that was such a quick 1 year. It was, if I could do it all again, I would do it again every single day. It was an amazing first year married. Can't wait to meet so many other milestones with him, and I'm just happy. Like, I'm just in a really good place, and I'm in a happy relationship, guys. So this has been a very quick first year, and I'm a blink and we're probably gonna be at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm praying that we get to live together forever, until death do us part. So yeah, that's how my day went. My weekend was really good. And I'm so excited for this weekend, even though this is like so crazy. Like, we really don't have anything planned for our anniversary. So it's his birthday, my sister's birthday, so we're doing a like little family get together. We're having crabs because we're from Maryland, and so yeah, we're gonna do crabs. We're gonna cook something on the grill, and we're just gonna go chill because my mom's boyfriend owns this house that's on the water, and it's really nice. So we're just gonna sit by the water, eat our crabs, chat, whatever. And then on my actual anniversary, I think I wanna go sit where the planes fly over, because I love planes so much, y'all. I really love planes. So I think I wanna go sit where the planes fly over you and just grab a meal and chat and eat and just chill. Something not too much, like just something chill. You know, we do stuff all the time together, so we're just like, we can just do something chill because we've been going all out for the last couple of weeks, because it's been everybody's birthday back to back to back, and the weekend after that will be his dad's birthday, and we're doing a whole hibachi at home night, but with real hibachi chefs. It's like a 40-person party. We got a 200-person tent, and we're decorating it, and it's gonna be a whole thing, y'all. It's gonna be a whole thing. So that's gonna be, you know, we just got so many events back to back. We're like, let's save our coins. That's one thing that we have to learn, is to do what's best for our pockets, and not try to, or do what's best for your relationship, and not try to look at what other people are doing. Because the 1 year anniversary, you'll be like, what you doing? Where y'all going? Well, I turned 30 in January, so we're going to go out the country for that, and we just came back from Aruba. So we was like, like, we're not rich, we can't just keep taking trips and going out the country and stuff like that. We already did our big one, and we go out the state a bunch of times throughout the year for different reasons. So we just decided to chill and just love on each other. Either way, we're going to be in love. Wherever we're at, we're going to just be loving on each other, and that's what's important. So let's get into these topics. So today, the topic of the day is 30s is not the deadline. Because I keep talking about my 30s, like, oh yeah, because I'm turning 30, and I'm really on a 30 challenge to journey to 30, y'all. I don't know what it is about me pulling up this camera and all of a sudden my words get jumbled, but I'm sure y'all can relate. I'm on a journey to 30, and the reason why I don't clip it out, like, I'm not going to clip out if my words get jumbled, because guess what, we're human, we have flaws, we make mistakes, just give yourself some grace. You jumble up on a word, just correct yourself and keep pushing. Y'all know what I meant to say anyway. So yeah, so me and my husband, we have been going for walks every day. I have been journaling every single day. I'm on like day 12 now, since I started. I have been just finding the peace of mind and figuring out what it is that I want to do, and just all types of things. I started my podcast. I was going to wait till September, and I was just like, no, let's just do it now. So I'm just on this journey of 30, of finding out, like, who am I stepping into? Where do I, like, just finding out what it is that I want to bring into 30 and what it is that I want to leave. And okay, so let's get into these topics. For one, like, people start over all the time. For one, okay, people start over all the time, but people get their degrees in their late 50s. Some doctors don't even become doctors till they're almost 60 years old. A lot of people, like my sister friend just got married. She was almost 50 years old. Two of my aunts have had kids in their 40s, their late 40s. They just had babies. So, like, life, first of all, we have no control over what God has in store for us, what God has planned for us. We're all on a path. We up here talking about, yeah, because this is what I want to do and this is what I want to do. But if that's not your purpose, then it's not going to always be fulfilled. And you're not always, like, you just know you may step into that, go fully through with it. I was watching Michelle Obama podcast, and she was talking about how she went all the way through going to law school with, she went to Harvard. She was in law, corporate law, y'all. And she realized after she was almost $60,000 in debt, that, or more, that she didn't even want to be a lawyer, y'all. So we always try to push these things on ourselves and have so much pressure because we live in a world that's so fast-paced and making us all feel like we got to be doing something. And yes, we should be being productive, but we don't, like, we're in our 20s. We have so much life ahead of us, God willing. But you don't know what you feel like. Some of us do. Some of us stick to our plans, but some of us, we don't know what we're going to be doing in the next 5 years, how life is going to take a turn. Some of us have babies unexpectedly. Some of us may deal with health issues, get sick. Some of us are in a job that we're soon to be laid off on, or might shoot the way this country go, everything just getting shut down. You just never know what's going to happen, and we just put so much time, like, pressure on ourselves to meet a goal within a certain time, and sometimes it just be like, what am I actually fighting for? You get into that career and you just like, dang, did I do it for me, or did I do it because I felt like I had to? Did I do it because I felt like, shoot, everybody else around me was going to college, so I just decided to just go to college? And a lot of people go to college and be getting jumping into majors that don't even make sense. Like, and I'm not even going to name them because I don't want to discredit anybody's hard work or career choice. But, like, it's a lot of people that I see jump into careers that don't even make sense. Like, I have a nephew right now. He's 18 years old. He just graduated from high school. And the pressure is already on him. It's just like every time he sees somebody, they ask him, what is it that you want to do? And then when he say it, they be like, that's not lucrative. What you want to do that for? You need to be doing this. You need to. It's like everybody has such an opinion on your life, and now he's just so young. He's working. He didn't go to college. And I'm sure he feels like, well, damn, like, what is it that, like, it's just so much pressure that we put on ourselves, especially with the young men. I feel like women, I'm not saying that we don't have it hard. We do. We have a lot of stuff on our plates too. But it's so scary stepping into this world as a man. Like, straight out of high school, you're expected to pretty much know what to do, because eventually you're going to have a family and be a provider. And that is hard. It's so scary. Like, when I think about being a man, I can't think about being a man because I'm a woman, but when I think about, like, men, my husband, all the things, like, the men that I'm around, because I'm around stand-up men. I can't speak for the men who bum it out, or the men who are selfish, and not even selfish, but just choose themselves over, providing for people, or have children and bum it out and don't do anything for them. I'm around a bunch of stand-up men, and I could truly say that the men that I have surrounded myself around pick up the slack with everything. My husband not only works, but he'll come home and help me clean, fold the laundry, and whatever the fuck else, if it lightens my load, and make sure that when we go to bed, we are happy, But a lot of these men are expected to provide so early, and even some people, have been providing since high school. paid a little bill or two, whatever, to help their family out, but then they have to go into their own families and they have to pay all the bills. That's why I say don't, that whole like 50-50, like a woman shouldn't have to go 50-50. I feel like you should do whatever works for your relationship. If 50-50 works for your relationship and you can help your man out, whether that not be as so much like paying the mortgage or the rent, just by paying the electricity, buying some groceries, you know, picking the kids up from school, whatever to do, whatever you have to do to lighten your man's load, I feel like that's what you should be doing. And I feel like that's how a lot of couples will be happier, when y'all know, figure out what's y'all balance. Because that's what it's all about. Great communication and finding your balance in a relationship. And I am so grateful to say that me and my husband have found those things. Like, we found it, and I don't need to go deep into it. But 30 is not a deadline. 40 is not a deadline. Like, also, like, okay, so I'm married, like we all know. And my husband is the last of his siblings to not have a child. Everybody, all his other siblings have a child. Now, in my family, only one of my siblings have a child. So it's just like no pressure on my side, but on his side, it feels like so much pressure. Every time we see people, they're like, when are you going to have some babies? We're waiting for y'all. The next time I see y'all, it's going to be the baby shower. Baby talk, baby talk, baby talk, baby talk, baby talk, as if we're not trying. And that puts a lot of stress on me as well, because it's just like, I'm so desperately want to be a mom, and it just haven't been panning out the way that I really wanted to. And it's like, sometimes, you know, we're tracking our relationship, we're doing all the things, but, you know, it just hasn't been going as planned. But God has a time for all of us. When God says yes, nobody can say no. And that's what I always tell people. Like people be asking me, what am I waiting for? I say, God, because God's timing is everything. I can't put a deadline on what God has planned for me. You know, maybe there's a different journey out here for me. Maybe I'm meant to adopt. Maybe I'm needed, you just never know. Like, you can't put so much pressure on yourself. We're trying to have our priorities in check, but also not stress to the point where we're sitting up here losing our minds and our mental health because of what we looking around and we see other people thriving, and other people feel, it seems like other people have found their purpose, their niche, their career, their love of their life, their marriage. They have the kids, they have the house. You feel like everybody around you is doing all the things and they have all their ducks in a row, but you don't even know what a person is going through when they walk through that door. You don't know how a person is feeling when they step into their 9 to 5. You don't know, like, you just never know what a person is going through. A lot of people make this life look so easy and like so, they make it look pretty and polished, and some people be suffering in silence. So there is no deadline. You just have to stay in your lane, focus on you, stay in your lane, stop looking left or right, and stop looking back in the past, because the past is the past. We just have to be satisfied, and not satisfied in a way that means settling, but satisfied in a way that means have gratitude for where the stage, the season that we're in right now. Because if you can't be okay with the little things, then how are you going to be okay when God blesses you abundantly? When God gives you that baby, when God gives you that house, when God gives you that car that you've been waiting for, when God gives you that job. Sometimes you got to grind a little bit. You got to, I really want this and I can't have this. Sometimes you got to eat in and not go on no dates. Sometimes you got to, sometimes you got to sit back and really just be like, you know what? Somebody out here got it way worse than me. I need to be happy. I need to have some gratitude. I need to be grateful. Okay? Somebody out here, we got roofs on our head. We can ride down the street, not my street, but you can ride down, the street and see homeless people. You can ride down the street and see somebody hooked on alcohol and drugs. You can ride down the street and see a young mother stressed out with a baby, and just wishing that she had this house, just wishing that she had some love, just wishing that she had somebody that had patience and care and was giving, and just wishing. Somebody else is out here wishing that they can have the little things that you have. So you need to be grateful for those things, because you know, as fast as we get it, it can be taken away. But not only that, how can you feel accomplished? How are you ever going to be satisfied when the big things come, when you can't even be grateful for what you have now? A lot of times we meet our goals. We finally get to the place where we want to be, and guess what? We start looking for more. It's never enough. We're going, like, how high can you go? And I'm not saying that you have to settle, but I'm just saying you should be grateful in every season, in the bad, in the good. Because one thing I say is there is no L's. The only L that you take is a lesson, learning a lesson. It's like I have never been through something where I lost out. Not once. I felt in that season, I felt like I was losing out. I felt like I was down on my luck. I felt down bad. But when I look back at it, it was like, oh my God, God was teaching me a lesson. So then when I'm in my next season, I'm already in a better headspace. I'm walking through it more optimistic. I'm walking through it more grateful. I'm walking through that season with my head held high. I have the confidence now. I have the, the keys, the steps. So now when I am back in that place, I know how to pull myself by my bootstraps and get out of it. I don't sit in the dark too long no more. I used to sit in the dark, y'all. I used to sit in the dark. I used to cry on the internet. I used to bitch about things to my friends all the time. All the time. I used to feel like my life is over because this and that and the third happened to me, and I'm calling around and I'm like, I don't sit in the dark no more. It's dark outside, but guess what, baby? I'm not sitting in the dark. I'm not sitting in the dark. And so when you put that pressure on yourself, where you put this timeline on yourself and put so much pressure on yourself, it's just like you feel like you're not getting anywhere, like everybody else is moving around you, but you're stuck in one place, and it's not true. What Michael Jackson say, they're lying. It's not true. Like, they're not telling the truth. And also, comparison is the thief of joy. And I had to, I didn't really have to learn that because I didn't grow up I didn't grow up like that. My mom and my dad are realists. Like, they're the type of parents that they're going to keep it a being with you, okay? They're not going to make things look cute and polished and make you feel like everything going to be okay. They're going to be like, you know what? You did mess up and this was wrong, and guess what? But we support you wholeheartedly. I got your back. But what you did was dumb, So I grew up around those type of parents. Realists, people who are going to tell you where you're wrong and where you're right. They clap for me when it was my winning season. But also when I'm in my losing season, my lesson seasons. Because we don't lose, we take lessons. We don't take losses. But when I'm in my seasons of learning lessons, they're like, well, you had to learn. You had to learn, but get back up. Get back up. Get back up. And I thank God for that, because now I don't feel like when I am in a place that's like, oh man, this didn't happen, I don't dwell on it the way I used to when I was in my early 20s. And now I'm getting a little bit older, but like when you're young, everything feels so much bigger than what it is, and you just carry that with you, and you're sitting up here making up like lies in your head, like, oh, this didn't go the way that I wanted it to, and like everything is just my life is over. And then you look at that and you just be like, are you serious? I have read journal prompts of myself, and I was just complaining about stuff that right now, honestly, I could care less about. And I'm just like, oh my God, when I was in that season, it felt so big to me. My mother always used to say this to us: get a grip. And that used to irritate me so bad. Like, girl, I can't even express my emotions without you keep saying get a grip. But no, what she was telling me is grab it by the balls, and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Like, it's not even that deep. And I'm not even about to sit here and let you cry about it like it is. But also, when you are writing down your goals and you are like trying to find out who you are and all those things. What this is one lesson my dad always taught me is to never look how you feel unless you feel great. Okay, if you feel great, then great, but if you're feeling down, nobody should know it. And I feel two ways about this, but I'm gonna get to what my dad always told us. My dad was the type of man who hustled, like he was hustling, okay, and it finally paid off. But he always told us, get dressed. You wake up in the morning, you get dressed. You brush your teeth, you do something to that hair. He can't stand a woman who don't. Like, he can't stand when your hair is just not done. And it's not done doesn't mean like you can't wear natural styles, but he just can't stand when you just sit around looking a mess. And make sure you have your earrings on. You know, make sure you look presentable when you walk out the house. Every time you leave out, nobody should know that you don't have no plans. When you walk up the house, you're supposed to look like you're going somewhere, okay? Even if you're not, because you don't know who you're going to run into, what opportunities are going to present you. And then just, you should always be presentable because nobody should know what you're going through. No, you shouldn't look like what you're going through. And that's something my dad taught me, like, since I was a little girl. And me and my older sister, and I'm sure my other siblings too, but me and my older sister, we always be like, oh, when I don't wear my earrings, like, I feel like a little boy. Like, I feel like I'm just, if I walk outside and I look a mess, I feel a mess. I feel like, everybody, I be literally putting scenarios in my head, like, people gonna think that I'm going through this, or people gonna think that I'm bummy, or people, like, I have to go out the house looking cute every single day. And, I mean, my dad was right, because you just never know who you're gonna run into. But also on the other, let's play devil's advocate. It's like, what if people see you having a bad day? You know, what if I do look a mess today and somebody's like, oh, she looks a mess? Who gives a? You know, but also it's like, am I not allowed to feel? You know, that I feel like that takes away from who you really are and your emotions. But also it's just like, get up. Like, you really, sometimes you gotta be like, get up. I remember I was in a period of my life when I moved in with my husband now, who was my boyfriend then, and my life in Baltimore wasn't that glamorous, so I'm not going to sit here and say that it was. But when I moved all the way out here, I felt like I was being stripped from my family, stripped from my friends, stripped from my job, because my job was paying me good, and just, I feel like I was losing out on everything in my identity. Like, I had no identity. I was no longer anybody. Nobody knew me here. I had no friends. I have no family out here. I really have, like, it's just me and him and his family. So it's just like, you taking me away from everything I know. And I was battling that, and I would just lay in the bed. Because I found, this was like when I first stopped working, I was just laying in the bed. I was in this dark place. I wouldn't get up. And guess what? Time was passing me by. I didn't progress in no way, shape, or form, and I felt like shit. As soon as I started, what I started to do, because me and my husband worked together, so I would work with him, but what I started to do when I was home is I would get up and I would go for walks. I would get some of that sunny D. I would get some of that vitamin D, okay? And that was literally making me feel so much better, just getting out the house, just going places, just, you know, getting some sunlight. You cannot sit in that dark phase, y'all. I got a little bit off track from the topic, but I am here to say that success doesn't have a timeline. You have to count your blessings. You have to count your blessings. And we have to stop counting all the shoulds. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I should be a mother right now. Because that's really how I feel. I should be a mother right now. I've been with this man for all these years. And it does stress me out. It's just like, damn, I really want to be a mom. And I sit here and I'm like, I should be a mom. I should. And every month, my monthly comes on. And I'm mad the whole time. And then you try again. And, you know. But you just got to get back up. And try again. You know, go see a specialist. If it's a career, sometimes people be like, oh, you need to apply to a job a day. Indeed is not doing it, y'all. Y'all can't go to Indeed. Sometimes you gotta go drive around and see who is actually hiring. You know, sometimes you gotta get in the field. Get in the field. Okay, that's the word. Get in the field. sometimes you gotta go out and pursue the things that you want. And stop being so hard on yourself. Give yourself some grace. I'm always going to preach giving yourself some grace. But y'all, I have a question. This is not your question of the day, but this is a question for y'all, just to dwell on, just to think about, just to maybe answer in the comments. If you're here, please comment. I'm going to have some homework for y'all. If you're new here, I'm going to have homework for y'all every single day, every single week, which is going to be a journal prompt. So I want y'all to write in your journals, just jot down your feelings about stuff and answer the prompt. And if you want to put it down in the comment section below, I am a sweet girl and I will reply to it. Even if it's just some words of encouragement or whatever. What are you leaving in your 20s or whatever age you are? And if you 18 going into your 20s, if you 30 going into your 40s, whatever, what are you leaving in your 20s and what are you planning to bring into your 30s? For me, I am planning to leave making plans and not following it. So in my 30s, I'm bringing more action, and I have been. That's what I've been doing with my journey to 30. I've been being more intentional with my actions and actually doing things that I say that I want to put my mind to, and putting progress into the things that I say that I want. So that's what I've been doing to my journey to 30. Like, I only have a few months left, and I'm just like, let's put some action, okay? Let's put some action into this life, and let's stop. Because we could write down all day and night. I got like 10 journals, and girl, it probably say I have a different goal in all of them. Because the thing that I really want to do, I can't afford to do right now, okay? So I'm sure I have so many goals written down that I never put no action to. I just say it out loud. And yes, I believe in manifesting, but manifestation can't go anywhere without you putting in work. Manifestation and hard work, manifestation and dedication. You need both. You can't have one without the other. And so, what is it that you're leaving in your past? Like, what are we leaving in 2026? And what goals and great attributions, great characteristics are we planning to bring into 2027, y'all? Because it don't, even if you don't have a milestone birthday coming up, what is it that you want to leave in this year that you sat back and was like, ooh, this was some bullshit. Like, I could have did better. Like, I expect more from myself. I'm starting to say that, like, I expect more from myself, and now I gotta put in the work. Yeah. So let's revise and revive, okay? So revise is like us letting go, pretty much. So when I say let's revise, I'm like, maybe we should revise that. Maybe we should leave that in, in the past. We should fix that. But when I say revive, it's like reconnect with something, or bring it, just bring it back, reconnect, whatever. So this is your homework. Are you chasing the life you actually want, or are you settling for a life that you think you deserve? Are you doing it just because you feel like you have to, or because you have to survive, or because your mother might have told you, or your dad might have told you, oh, this is what I really want, this is what I want you to do, but it's not really your passion? What are you chasing the life that you actually want, or are you settling? And that's a good question to ask yourself, especially since we're going into the end of the year. So obviously a lot of us put our goals at the top of the year, but we can discuss it now, so that way at the top of the year we could be putting actions in and not just saying the goals, okay? And then your second question, because you have 2 today, is what would make this next chapter feel more successful to you? Okay, what would make it feel more successful to you? And these are your reminders for today. I'm always going to leave you guys off with a reminder. You don't need permission to want more for your life, to start over, to dream bigger, to change your mind and become the person you're meant to be. And change your mind is so important to me, because a lot of us, like I said, step into these seasons of wanting better, and we look around like, oh, I'm gonna just do this. I see people making money doing this, so I'm gonna start doing this. That's why a lot of these careers be oversaturated, because everybody be looking at another person pocket watching. Really, let's just say call it what it is. You're pocket watching, and so you like, I could do that, and then you get in it and you half-ass, and then you wondering why you're not where that other person is. It's because you're not passionate about it. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to be like, that really wasn't for me, and that's really not who I am. And this is, like, it's okay to change. Change is good, okay? And change is inevitable, okay? As you grow, you're going to change. If the person who I was in my early 20s, I'm not that girl no more. Like, you run into me, some of these people going to run into me and see how I am now. You're like, who was that? Like, some people see change as like being fake, but change is inevitable. If you're not changing, if you're not growing, because change is just growth. If you're not growing mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, whatsoever, then what are you doing? You just being stagnant. That means that you are settling for the life you think you deserve. If you're not making any changes, then you're settling for the life that you think you deserve. You're not chasing the life that you actually want. And just becoming the person that you're meant to be. Becoming takes time, okay? Just think about it. Like, my mom, I think about it in the sense of older people. Like, the person who my mother was when I was a little girl, she's not that person no more. She had 3 kids at the age of 23. She had to be that person. But now she's able to do for herself. She's able to work through her trauma. She's able to, be more free because her kids are grown. So when you're becoming, obviously you're going to change. It's called evolving. It's called growth. And it takes time. You're not going to change into a new person tomorrow. You can have goals for yourself that you want to implement, but everything takes time, and you also can't beat yourself down because you don't know what God has planned for us. Some of us be jumping into careers, and then all of a sudden, boom, we pregnant. They jump into careers, and then all of a sudden, like, you might lose a parent, and then you gotta raise your siblings. Like, life be life, and y'all. Life be life, and we are not in control. We're not in control. We like to think we are. We like to say that we are. And we're in control of the choices that we make, but we're not in control of the way that our life pans out in totality, okay? So that's why I always say give yourself grace, because you can want. You can try. But if God says no, guess what? No means no. But if he says yes, guess what? Nobody can tell you no. So we're going to leave it off with that. I know, like, I feel like I rambled on this episode because I had a couple of things to say. But we're going to leave it off on that. This was episode 2, y'all. Revive and feel alive. Don't forget to do something that makes you feel alive every single day. Don't forget to give yourself grace and love on yourself a little bit more. Don't forget to love on your loved ones, because my husband's birthday is coming up, and I can't wait. We're not doing the most, but I'm going to make sure he has the cake, and I'm going to make sure he has the kisses, and I'm just going to make sure he feels special. So don't forget to love on your loved ones, and just don't forget to do something that makes you feel alive and makes you feel happy. Okay, good night, everybody. Love you. Bye.